Okay, we got it.
Hi, everyone. We'll wait about 2 minutes to see if anybody else hops on, and then we'll get started.
All righty. Well, it looks like it's 7 o'clock in good old Central Time. So thank you everyone for joining us this evening. Obviously, I can see Katie and Craig. Hello up there. Hope everything is well in May. For those rest of you folks that don't have your cameras on, very glad to have you here. Wanted to get everyone together and answer any last minute questions, all that good stuff. So for those of you that haven't had a chance to meet me, you're probably getting tired of hearing this. Alex Cappert, I'm the executive director. We've got Stormy Mullins, who you guys all know. Stormy, wave, Stormy. Michelle Bonds, our director of marketing. Casey Tim, our marketing and advertising coordinator, and Tammy Worley, our new events manager. Wave, Tammy. So with that, just wanted to thank you all for hopping on this evening. Hopefully you have some questions for us. And with that, I'm going to turn it on over to Michelle. You want to take us away?
Sure. And I, like Alex said, I'm the director of marketing. Thanks everybody for hopping on. I'm actually just going to hand it right off to Stormy, since he'll have the answers to most of your questions. So Stormy, I'll let you get started.
Thank you, Michelle. You know, we did a walkthrough with the patterns, so I'll just kind of start with questions on the patterns. Anybody have any last minute before you have to video?
I have a kind of question that's kind of near around it. In the rules, it says that you can't edit your videos. Does that include your sound? Because in the background, they didn't realize I was recording and it was my best take. And there was a business conversation talking afterward, and I wondered if I could just take the sound off.
Yes, you can take the sound. Is that the sound, I'm assuming, for like your handling or a class like that? You can take that sound off.
Okay, awesome. I just didn't want to mess with things.
Yeah, no, great question.
And probably in the future, it's probably better when you do video, you know, put that on mute where you don't have any sound after you. And I had some questions on whether you're supposed to say your name, the class, whatever. That's fine if you want to do that. But then you would just do that and mute it. That way there's no mistake in who it is and what class it is. Anything else?
I have a question.
Yes.
For the, what is it, the pattern class? I think the pattern class at the very end, we take our bridle off. Do we have to put the bridle back on, or is that the end right there when we show the bit?
That's the end. Yeah, zoom onto
Okay.
that bit and that's the end.
Perfect.
You don't have to put it back on.
Awesome.
Good question.
Oh, also, is the compulsory pattern timed?
It is not timed.
Perfect. Thank you.
Casey, you have any questions, comments?
No questions, but I do have the patterns ready if anybody needs to take a peek at them or look over anything, have
perfect.
Stormy walk through it. They're ready and waiting.
I have a question, and I'm actually Fernando's son, or Chuy's son. Sorry about that. He's actually not here right now, so I'm gonna take over for him for a little bit.
Perfect.
He had a question on the drill class, and how long it's gonna be from the start to the cone, to the fourth cone, and to the start and to the block, or to the pole. What's the total gonna be?
Okay, so if you look at that pattern, Casey, you want to put that up? The trail pattern, adult trail. Okay, so Fernando, can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got the cone. So from the cone to that first pole is 10 feet. And then from that pole to the next cone is 30 feet. And then in between the second and third cones is 20 feet. And then,
Okay, yeah, that looks about right.
okay. And then when you go across, like when you want to start your lope as soon as you can, and then you have to transition to a walk. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're loping over that pole, lope over the pole, and then you transition to a walk over the bridge. So if you're asking, if you look right in the center of the pattern where it says 50 feet from one side to the other, that kind of means some people are going to have a little problem there. So if it's 40 feet, 50 feet, that's not, it's not going to hurt you any. Just, you want to give yourself plenty of room. I think there's a couple of people that had a narrow arena, and theirs is going to be like 40 feet.
All right, thanks.
You're welcome. Good job, Casey.
I have another question.
Okay.
On the freestyle, does it have to be 3 minutes exactly, or can it be like 2 minutes and like 10 seconds, or 2 minutes and 30 seconds, or does it have to stop at
it can be less than the time. It can't be more.
Okay, because I had a couple of the other competitors asking me about it. So I will pass that along. So awesome.
Just so
Thank
you'll
you.
know, when we watch that video, it's going to say 3 minutes. We can see what it says. It's going to say 3 minutes or 3:30 or even 4 minutes. But just because it says 4 minutes doesn't mean that your freestyle is 4 minutes long, because
Okay.
everybody starts their count. We're watching, and we know when you start. And
Okay.
then we get to the 3 minute mark. They'll just quit judging.
So they won't dock off if you're over. Like I know in other events, if you're like over so many seconds, then they'll deduct like 10 points or whatever.
No, we're not doing that. We just
Okay.
quit judging.
Okay.
Stormy, we have a question. If points will be deducted for it being less than 3 minutes?
I don't think that's in the rules, but if the judge doesn't, obviously, if you don't go the full time, you might not get all your maneuvers in, or they might not feel that it was long enough. I mean, you'll be judged accordingly. I don't think you're going to be. They're not going to have. They don't have a column that says minus for so many seconds over or under.
So getting as close to 3 minutes as possible is going to give you the maximum amount of time to be judged. But if your video if your freestyle, if your actual pattern is only 2 minutes and 40 seconds and you're happy with it, you did all the maneuvers that are required, then that's totally fine.
I did want to mention, Stormy, as far as the adults for the auction Dropbox folders, if you have not submitted additional photos or videos to that auction Dropbox folder, please do that as soon as possible. We have had people emailing asking for additional photos of the horses and additional information on horses. So if you can get that stuff submitted to Champion, the auction site, as soon as possible, that would be great, so that they can get that up there and we can get the most promotion for your horses as possible.
And
While we're on that subject, did anybody have any questions or trouble on submitting or getting stuff on the auction site, Champion auction site? Good.
I have one more question.
Sure.
In the rules, it says that you get a $100
What I was thinking.
like bonus or whatever for just doing it. But it also says when you go to auction, do youth competitors do they not get that? Because we can't put our horses in auction, correct?
I'll jump in on that one. Yes, you do. Anyone that competes is guaranteed a minimum of $100. So if you submit your videos, then yes, you'll be receiving that.
Okay, I was like, what the heck, man?
You're good. You're good.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Awesome. Excellent. Well, just to reinforce what Michelle was saying, the sooner we can get that stuff, the more we can get those horses promoted, and the more we can hopefully get folks on the site and bidding on those horses and getting them good homes. So with that, anyone else have any final questions or comments, any concerns, anything from MHF staff?
I had a question.
Sure.
Just reminded me, when we're uploading the videos for the Champion site, I think in the last Q&A we said there was only one video that we were able to do and then unlimited photos, but it looks like we can do multiple videos. Is that correct? And is there a max on time and how many and all that kind of stuff?
Yes. So yes, I apologize. That was a miscommunication between us and Champion, I believe. So yes, you can do more than one video. I would keep those videos under 5 minutes, 3 to 4 minutes, just so you don't lose people. So yeah, under 5 minutes, but there isn't a real maximum on those, or minimum. Apologize.
Okay, and we can update the description as well. If we have more information, we can just send that to the same. Is that
Correct.
an email that goes out to Joan at Champion, or is that somehow uploaded?
So that the buyer information, you would have submitted that through that form. But if you have updated information, just send that to Joan and just copy that show's email so that we know that it went out and we can make sure it's updated as well. And which reminds me, if you haven't also filled out your buyer information form, please do that as soon as possible as well. And we can send that link out again to everybody in the morning so that everybody has that link to check out. I know we've had some questions. I think that form asked about height and things like that. And we have had some questions about how tall some of the horses are. So that would be great.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Awesome. Well, very excited to see the videos. I know you guys have been all working really hard and dealing with some crazy weather and all sorts of craziness. Very glad to be getting out of this COVID season and can't wait to see you guys in person, hopefully at Oklahoma City or New Jersey or sometime in 2022. But just wanted to personally thank all of you for sticking with it, seeing it through to the end, and can't wait to see what you guys have done. With that, I think that's everything from my perspective. Any other last final questions or comments from anybody?
I had one more question, sorry. When we're talking about like when people ship out, I'm just trying to look at my calendar and all that. Is there a timeline or is that in the rules as far as when the horses need to be shipped? once they get sold in the auction, and how is that arranged?
Sure. That's a great question. And so there is not necessarily a particular time within which the horses must be shipped. We do need to know, I think it's 10 days following the close of the auction, what the plan is. Will this horse be shipping to its new owner? Is it staying with you for further training, whatever? So there is a timeline on that. I don't have that right in front of me right now. But we can definitely push that information back out to everyone. So there are some requirements basically for you to just update us on what's going on so that we can process payout for the auctions and prize money and all that good stuff. But there's not a set deadline that, the horses must ship within 30 days or 60 days or anything of that nature.
Okay, that's it. Thank you.
Sure.
Great. Well, thanks everybody for joining. If you do think of anything after we end this call and everything, you can always email the shows@mustangheritagefoundation.org, or reach out to any of us on staff, and we can get your questions answered.
Awesome. Well, thanks everyone for spending some time with us this evening. And as I said, can't wait to see all these great videos and see all the great hard work that you guys have been able to accomplish.
Thank you all.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye, guys.